Their next priority is signing a central midfielder if they can. The reason why this is difficult is because United do need to prioritise sales. So far, there's not been a huge amount brought in. Yes, there's been the... Hi there, welcome back. Let's focus on Manchester United now. Their focus right now is on outgoings. It looks like Jadon Sancho's exit from the club is getting closer. Roma have made an offer to sign the forward for around £20 million. Surely, Mark, this would be something that will tempt Manchester United.
Well, he's one of the players that Manchester United want to sell. He's into the last year of his contract. He's on massive wages as well, so that's another drain on the club system, particularly when they're conscious of PSR. So therefore, you'd imagine this is the type of offer that will get Manchester United to the table. They know they're going to have to take a hit on what they paid Borussia Dortmund for him, around £73 million. So, it was a big deal back then. Safe to say this hasn't really worked out. Roma offering, like you say, £20 million, but getting him off the wage bill is probably worth another £15 to £20 million this year as well. So it could be a deal that happens. We know that Borussia Dortmund were also interested in taking him, but as of yet, there's been no formal offer to Manchester United. I get the feeling this one might happen. Players open to moving to Serie A. He's had some good experiences in the Bundesliga. Didn't work out at Chelsea last season. It feels like it's only a matter of time now before Jadon Sancho is no longer a Manchester United player.
And Sancho not the only United player that they're hoping to move on in this window. The other being Rasmus Højlund. Mark, he said, and he had said over the course of the summer, that he wants to stay and fight for his place at Manchester United. But it feels like his stance may have just shifted now.
Yeah, this was news that came out whilst we were on air yesterday, actually, from our colleague Sky in Italy, who said that AC Milan had positive contact with his representatives, and whilst his stance had been, I want to stay at Manchester United, I want to earn my place in that team, and I want to prove to the Old Trafford fans I am one of the best strikers I can possibly be, it hasn't worked out. But now the stance is softening. The minutes have not been as frequent in pre-season as he would have hoped for, and I'm presuming at some stage Ruben Amorim has said, look, Rasmus, thanks so much, but you're not going to get game time. Benjamin Sesko is our number one striker. You might be coming off the bench, if at all. So actually, my best advice is go and play, go and develop. You had a really successful spell in Serie A at Atalanta before you joined us. Go back there, continue to prove yourself, continue to score goals, continue to develop. So it feels like now that stance for the player has probably changed, knowing that his days at Manchester United are over. There's all sorts of discussions happening with regards to permanent loans with options and obligations. But again, he's another one that feels like he's edging towards the exit at the Theatre of Dreams.
And are you expecting Benjamin...
Manchester United has reportedly reached an agreement to sign Carlos Baleba from Brighton and Hove Albion, in a move that is widely interpreted as part of the club's strategic realignment under the anticipated tactical framework of Ruben Amorim. Although the transfer fee remains undisclosed, sources suggest the deal reflects United's growing commitment to reshaping the midfield in line with Amorim's dynamic system, which prioritizes high pressing, positional discipline, and fluid transitions. Baleba, known for his athleticism, ball progression, and tenacity in midfield duels, is expected to be deployed in a hybrid role that balances defensive resilience with controlled distribution, a profile that mirrors Amorim's preference for multifunctional central players capable of executing both recovery and build-up phases effectively. This acquisition not only signals United's intent to invest in young, tactically adaptable talent, but also underscores the board's apparent alignment with Amorim's long-term footballing vision, even before any official managerial announcement. Baleba's arrival could prompt further restructuring within United's midfield hierarchy, possibly affecting the futures of players like Case Moreau and Scott McTominay, whose stylistic fit under the new regime may be in question. Moreover, should Amorim formally assume the managerial role, Baleba's familiarity with the vertical intensity and positional flexibility required in the Portuguese coach's system could accelerate the squad's tactical adaptation, thereby offering United a more cohesive and forward-thinking midfield engine ahead of the new campaign.